ladies, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a foundation review for you guys. I do have this foundation on. I've had this foundation for about 2 months. Going on, hold on. I don't want to lie. Yeah, about 3 months. I'm gonna say I'm just evening it off at 3. It's been a while. It hasn't been quite 4, so I'm gonna say 3. I've been trying it out, and I'm just gonna say right off, and then I'm just gonna start getting into the logistics of everything, that this foundation, I would have done this review a lot earlier, but I have to admit, almost every time I applied this foundation, for like the first 5 times, I had a different reaction, as in like my thoughts and my perception. This foundation did not at all like turn out to what I thought it was going to be. So when I swatched it when I went to, what was I at? A Smashbox counter, and I swatched it on my hand, and it was even. It went out even, and it was like smooth, and like I waited a little bit to see if it oxidized. It didn't oxidize. And I did not apply it to my face. I probably should have applied it to my face. But the lady was raving about it. She had so many good things about it. I asked her the questions that I needed as far as oxidation, all of that type of thing. I actually picked my own color, and I do think I did pretty good with the color. I will say that. Anything darker would have been not even appropriate, or wouldn't have looked good, and anything lighter would have been like, I would have been looking really ashy. So yeah. But when I got it home and started using it, it was like every time I used it, for the first time I was like, for the second time it was something else, third time something else. For like the first 5 times I used it, I had a different or mixed responses. So let's just get off into it. So I'm gonna read what it says on the back. So basically, before I read that, the actual name of the foundation is the Studio Skin 24-Hour Hydrating Foundation. It's supposed to be oil free, or it is oil free. So the back of the description says, this hydrating foundation even skin tone and blurs imperfections so you can face anything. Medium to full buildable coverage. Won't settle into lines and pores. Oil free formula. Controls shine all day and won't cause breakouts. Comfortable natural matte finish. Transfer proof. Won't oxidize. Okay, so, and it tells you to use a studio photo finish primer. So I will say I did not get the primer that comes with this. I do have primer at home. That's one of the main reasons why I did not get a primer. I have primer already. Like I have like 2 or 3 different primers. So the first time I applied this with a primer. It was not the Studio Fix Smashbox foundation, and I did not like it. I did not like it at all. Like it wasn't even, it wasn't blending. From far away it looked flawless, but when you looked up close, like it was kind of patchy. So I was like, okay. I thought maybe it was my setting powder, because I did use, let me show you guys the setting powder I used, which this setting powder is bomb. I know this review is not about the setting powder, but this Anastasia Beverly Hills loose setting translucent setting powder is absolutely bomb. I need to do a separate review on this probably, but I used this with another primer. I used this to set it, obviously, and I used another primer. I did not like it. I liked the way this helped. What I'm figuring is that if I wouldn't have set it with that powder, that it probably would have been absolutely a mess. But I did not like it at all. So I was like, being that I know about makeup, I was like, okay, we're going to try it different ways each time. So the next time I applied it with the same powder, same primer. I just didn't use the Anastasia Beverly Hills powder to set it. I used my my Laura Mercier powder to set certain parts, because I use this for my highlighter. I don't use this all over my foundation. The Anastasia I use all over for my foundation. So I used that. It was a little bit better, but I still didn't like it that much. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna switch it up. So each time I use different things. I think about the 5th time I tried another primer, and I'll tell you guys, show you guys the primer that I used. This is This Works primer. This primer is a mask, moisturizer, and a primer. I got this from an Ipsy bag. I tried this and it was absolutely beautiful. Like, I'm not gonna say like without any type of flaws, which I will go through the cons, but it definitely blended perfectly. It was not patchy. I don't have patchy skin. I don't break out. When I was using it with another primer, it was making it look like I had like acne on my skin, and I don't have acne prone skin at all. I don't have blemishes. I don't break out. I don't have oily skin. I have combination to dry skin, so I'm dry pretty much in certain places, and then I get a little oily up here and sometimes around my eyes. But this, with my e.l.f. primer and one of my other primers, was making it look like I was breaking out. Like, it was patched. It was like not cute. It wasn't at all. And for the price of this foundation, this foundation ranges from $35 to $45. I wasn't really happy with the fact, but again, I have to keep in mind I was using other primers. So this might be one of those type of foundations that you need to try the primer that comes with it. And for me, I'm not really keen on that, because my MAC Pro Longwear goes with any primer and it still looks bomb. So that lets you know, like, I feel like if a foundation is bomb, it's gonna look bomb no matter what primer you're putting under it. Like, even if you don't put a primer, it should still look bomb, because if it's a good foundation, it shouldn't really matter too much, or the primer shouldn't affect it that much. So I feel like this is good depending on what primer you put on under it. When applying it with the primer that I'm talking about right here, it blended out evenly. It's not patchy. It's still like, I feel like it settles in your lines. They tell you that it does not settle in your lines. Look, you guys, I'm 36 years old. So I don't have any plastic surgery on any parts of my face or my body. I do have lines and crow's feet and all of that, and I feel like this settles in your lines. Even with a good primer, I can see that it settles. I can see that. You have to like over hydrate to make it not look like that, but it does look like that. I mean, this is not a sponsored video, I'm gonna be honest, and even if it was, I would be honest. But it does settle in your lines. It will transfer if you do not set it. It definitely transfers. You have to set this foundation. You have to have a good primer. This is a high maintenance foundation, and I kind of feel like for the price, it shouldn't have to be so high maintenance. I mean, this is like Smashbox. I'm not talking crap about them, and they have other foundations as well, but I feel like this is like this is a high-end foundation. You can't go to the drugstore and find this. Like, you have to plan to go purchase this, or basically know where to go purchase this. So I feel like this does settle in your lines. It does. It settles in lines. It transfers. You have to make sure you set it, definitely, if you don't want it to transfer. And you have to make sure you have a good primer on it. But once you do all of that, it does like look really good. But it does like settle. Like, if you guys can see, like, I have a wrinkle right there. It does settle. But once you blend it, I would recommend a blender, by the way. I would not recommend, you can use brushes with this, but beauty blenders are the best to apply this foundation. I feel like this is one of those type of foundations, the longer you prep it and the more you're like bringing warmth and just like beating it, the better it looks. You cannot just like throw this foundation on and run out the door. You can do that with my other foundation and a couple of my other foundations. This foundation is like very high maintenance. It has to be prepped right. It has to be set right. You can't put any and everything under it. So that's my thoughts on this particular foundation. I'm going to leave it below. And I didn't take it. I just realized in the whole box, and the whole review, I didn't take it out of the box. So this is what it looks like. And my color is skin, it's undertone, it's dark, and the undertone is warm. And it's 858, or A58 to be exact. And the fluid ounces in this is 1 point fluid ounces. So it's 30 milliliters. So again, and it is oil free, which is good. But it's definitely a high maintenance foundation. You have to make sure it's prepped right, and you definitely got to set it if you don't want anything to transfer. So I thank you guys for watching this review. I will leave the foundation below. And I appreciate everybody for watching. Make sure you like and share if you like this video. Also comment, let me know some foundations you guys use if you have combination skin, even if you have oily skin, because we might have oily skin girls that are watching too. But if you have dried combination, definitely put a comment below, because I need to try out some more foundations, and I want to do like more reviews and things like that. I love doing reviews because I've always kind of like been a person that kind of like was like raw and honest with things to the point of no return sometimes. But I love doing reviews on products, on beauty products, obviously. So definitely make sure you guys leave something below for me to check out. And I thank you guys so much for watching. My social links is below. Everything I have going on is below at the moment. I thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll check you guys and you check me out in your next video, in my next video.